Hey everyone, so I'm just coming back from TREB's 2026 market outlook and a year in review. And I just wanted to share with you a summary of all the things that I took away from today's conversations. So I'm going to take out my handy dandy notebook. Before I get into all this kind of stuff, I'm curious to know, what do you guys think are the most important issues that Canada is facing right now? I'm going to give you a couple of options: immigration, healthcare, housing, and economy. I'm going to rank them from, let's do 1 to 3. So drum roll, please. These are the results. Housing is actually at the top, and it's tied with healthcare at 36%, followed by economy at 35%. So those are the 3 at the very top. And then immigration follows that in the 4th place. One of the things I mentioned is that over the last 2 years, housing has been at the top there, where typically healthcare is at the top. And that actually is an indicator of a larger issue. Yay, affordability has improved. And the reason is because the average price trend has gone down and borrowing costs have gone down as well. But one of the things that they've noticed is, despite those 2 things taking place, we still haven't seen a recovery yet. So, you begin to pose the question of, why aren't people taking the plunge? So they ran a survey, and here are the responses. Maybe you can think about the reasons why you haven't got into the market. The first is rising cost of living. The second is economic uncertainty. The third is not sure if I can afford it. And the 4th is job anxiety. And I'm sure many of you have either one of these on your list of reasons why you haven't taken the plunge. And I totally understand the thinking behind that, because when we are in a space of uncertainty, it's very hard for us to feel confident about our decisions. And that's ultimately what we were talking about, how when people don't know what to expect, they're a lot more risk averse. Then they showed us a really cool stat talking about renters and, at what point they decide to become homeowners. So the question was posed to a number of people: how much would your rent need to go up by in order for you to be like, peace out, I'm done with this, I don't want to rent anymore? And they mentioned how a couple of years ago that number was about $250. And now, can you guess what that number is? It's $500. So it just makes you think why a lot of people decide to rent right now, or decide to just stay in the rental units, because it just makes a lot more sense financially for them. Even if it increases by $500, it's just, a better decision to make with all this uncertainty that's taking place. And there was also conversation about making changes to legislation. And so one of the things that was discussed was potentially removing HST on purchases, and also whether or not land transfer tax should be removed. Now, I see this as a really big opportunity for first-time home buyers to get into the market. They showed us a graph that essentially talked about the average sale prices of homes last year compared to this year, and there was almost $100,000 spread between that. So if you are considering getting to the market and you are faced with all this uncertainty, you should always have a conversation with someone, not because you want to take action right away, but just to better understand where you stand. And I find that when you start crunching your numbers, you get a better understanding of what things will actually cost you, whether or not you want to have these kinds of expenses. And at least this way you can sit in a space of comfort and confidence, instead of, always sitting and wondering, oh, should I not? So yeah, feel free to reach out. Happy to have a discussion.